Hello, everyone. This is Krzysiek. He is an agile coach in a huge corporation.
Hello, everyone. This is Mateusz. He's an agile coach in a very big company.
Let's warm up for a bit. Who here works in a 10,000 plus people company? Awesome. Please hold up your hands. Hold up. 1,000 plus people? Okay. 100 plus people? Almost everyone. Wonderful. Great news. We also, so we hope to have something interesting for you. Because we joined such a big company a year ago, together with a couple of our friends who are also sitting here. And
in this short presentation, we'll try to show you and share with you our simple method, 5-step method you can use to start the changing process in your own company, especially a big company where you have a very complex environment. We tried this, and so we resulted in a much more higher speed of delivering value. Changing the small company is relatively easy comparing to the making changes in the big one. You can, in a small company, I know it's really hard. Anyway, you are able to change your structure, change your processes, use the top-down or bottom-up approach as you like. I think that changes will happen more faster. But if you the attempt to make even the smaller change in a very huge company, in a very complex environment, will result probably like this, with frustration.
Okay, who recognizes himself on these pictures? Okay, so we certainly do.
Yeah.
So what? Are we doomed? Is it even possible to do any change in a large, complex environment we usually have in big companies? Well, actually it is. We did. Small one, but still, and we'll tell you how. But first, another question. Who knows this guy? Okay, who is it? The dude, yeah. This is David Hassman, an agile coach from Minneapolis, also known as the dude. And David coined Dude's law, stating that value means why over how. Basically, that spending energy on determining the reason for doing something is much more valuable than spending energy on determining the ways of doing something. So this is a very powerful law, and based on this,
yes, based on that, we created 5 steps you can use to change your company or start the changing process. The first one is determine your why. Ask yourself, why do you want to change anything? So when we joined to the company, we went to the managers and we asked a very silly question. Hi, hello. Why did you hire us?
Oh, well, I hired agile coaches because I want to be agile.
That was the news. What actually agile means to you? Being agile?
Good question. I guess I want to be agile because I want to have value delivered much faster.
Okay, we're getting into something. How fast is fast for you?
I don't know. But I'd say that having something delivered on production every month would be a very good target.
Okay, that was a simple example, but we were asking, and we discovered that the company had a big problem with delivering value at least a month, sometimes once a quarter, in some cases even once a year, and so on. So we discovered our why to do something, to change something, to have value at least once a month.
And having our why clearly stated, we set out to work. At that point, we had been at the company for over a month, so we had a lot of observations and insights. So we put all our observations on a big corkboard. Yellow ones meaning our facts and our observations, and the blue ones meaning our hypothesis. We also added arrows denoting cause-effect relationships, connections. We are hoping to find some pretty small reinforcing loop or vicious cycle that could be simply cut by removing one single impediment. But as you can see, all we got is this big, nasty, messed up Gaussian knot.
No low-hanging fruits. So we had to find some root causes. So we put all those items we found to a simple graph editor to have a much more clear view. We also discovered some more items and dependencies, but we also discovered some areas of items connected and very similar. So we could replace the bunch of the items with just one more general item.
So we kept simplifying and generalizing, and eventually we got this pretty flipchart sheet that could be taken to the managers and discussed. Before we get into details, note that at the beginning, at the bottom, you can see the company's, actually our department's main problem, and on the top there is what we believe the main problem, the root cause, which is that the company is organized around projects, which basically are short-term and fixed scope buggers, and not around long-term and focus on maximizing value products.
Yep, and also we discovered two areas of problems. One is more connected to the craftsmanship, culture and practices. One is more connected to the ownership. And when we went to our managers, let's go into details.
Yeah,
sorry.
To explain what was on the sheet. The value was delivered slowly because, surprise, surprise, development time is long.
Yeah.
And it's happened because the teams are not investing time in quality and building development tools. And this is because projects don't fund such out-of-scope issues.
Yep, and we have value delivered very slowly because the decision-making process was too long. And it is because product backlog was managed, or requirements were managed by a committee, not a single person. And there were no one responsible person. So it's because we had just many roles, and because in our projects we just had many roles.
Another one. Value was delivered slowly because everybody aimed to deliver the entire scope, not only the not to focus on maximizing value. Of course, it impacts the craftsmanship issue, time for doing good quality stuff, and it was because there was no one focused on maximizing value. No one worked on return on investment or something. And why was that? Because there was no one clearly responsible for this. And another stuff was that business people that were supposed to be the owners of the stuff created there perceived themselves as users and not as the owners. So they didn't want to take responsibility for an IT project. And finally, there was no real product owner, no one who could decide, prioritize, and focus on the value. There was a lot of interdependencies in the upper level, and of course, because of the projects.
Okay, and we showed our findings to our management, and we just asked, "What do you think?"
Oh, very nice work. But let's not focus on these craftsmanship issues, because, well, we pay big bucks to our vendors, and they should give us the best of engineers, and they should take care of quality, just out of the box.
Okay, we realized that they had still we have big problem in this area, but because we wanted to keep going, they didn't see it, and maybe they weren't prepared to do something with it. We decided to focus on product ownership actually area to find out what is possible to change now. So
apparently changing 10,000 people structure from projects to products is not something that can happen overnight, and most of the speakers in this session told such a thing. So, and our managers were also reluctant to go this way this quickly. So this was out of the table for now. So we focused on decisions, responsibility, and cooperation with the business.
Yeah, when we agreed to work on something, nothing left but a plan of actions. So we made having this, as you can see, almost root cause. We prepared just a few action plan. We call it adaptation backlog.
First, we need to identify the products.
Yes. Second one, we had to find someone who'd like to take the role, take the responsibility of the product and take care of the product.
Having those two, we needed the rest of the organization to teach them how to interact with the product owner.
And then we had to work with the product owner and help them in being a product owners.
Of course, it's all happening at the same time, but eventually, what we need to do is to teach the product owner and development team to actually be to actually be able to ship something to production every iteration.
Yes, let's stop for a while. As you maybe remember, that our goal was to have something valuable once a month at least. So what we actually did was that we found and removed impediments which had a big impact on speed of delivering value. So when we, there were many ways, but we just made an experiment, and we removed, when we removed the impediments, the speed just came out of nowhere.
So after all, we have 3 awesome products, 3 wonderful product owners, 3 product teams focused on delivering value, and they are able to ship to production almost every sprint.
Yep. It's not over yet. We have to remove the almost word and spread our findings on more projects, take care about the craftsmanship area, and maybe someday switch from project to product thinking, maybe change the structures from the silos to more product-oriented company.
So there's a lot of work to do, but that's okay because they still want to pay us. So, so to sum up.
Yeah, don't forget about the dude's law. So start with why.
Discover as many hows as possible.
Yeah, find out what is possible to change.
Choose something that can be changed now.
Make a plan and make an experiment.
And hopefully, in the end, you'll be able to celebrate. But don't forget to retrospect and iterate.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mateusz. Thank you, Krzysztof. You were very good with time. We have actually time for 1 question, maybe even 2. So if anyone wants to ask a question, just raise the hand and I will pass the mic. Okay, I don't see anyone, so we can move on.
About this product owner's part, I would like to ask you, what's your solution in your company to prioritize these big features?
Oh, it was a very long journey, actually. So, as you probably know, we tried to split it somehow. We tried to find what actually the product means to us, and remove as many dependencies between products as we could.
Basically, try to find something. We try to slice it. So.
Responsible for
this prioritizing and splitting.
Yes, that's why we wanted really wanted to have someone. We call he or she product owner. So that's why we had to work with product owners and also with involve the whole team to learn something more about the slicing and splitting the big task into smaller one.
So actually the decision is product owners, but everyone helps out, right?
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.